Hey, are we
What's
pumped or what?
started?
No, I think we still have. I think
the
yeah,
camera
we
is
are on.
rolled.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. We didn't realize the event has already started. We just need about 2 minutes to do some final touch-ups. In the meantime, please pay attention to one of our vintage colleagues joining us. He's old-fashioned, by the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me first introduce myself. My name is Exy. Yes, the same trusty source of entertainment in your coffee lounge, giving you all the latest developments of our mighty fine establishment. I'm your host for this occasion, and boy, do we have a special program for you. It's that time of year to reflect upon 16 years of steadfast determination, constant growth, and numerous client success testimonials. To celebrate this momentous milestone, may I present to you Founders Day 2020. This year, we have taken the liberty to pay homage to the time there was an era when the weatherman was always right. Everyone cycled to work, and the sight of thick black smoke was extremely rare. And yes, that's why I'm announcing this special program exactly the way my beloved grandfather would have announced it. Cheerful, full of hope, and mighty proud of what we've accomplished. The future beckons. Hold on, folks. I hear some interference. Well, I am stuck in the 1950s, so the radio towers are a bit outdated. Before I lose my connection with all you fine folks, please turn your attention to your television box to see how our founders came together in a small coffee shop and then set out with big dreams.
All right. Y'all sitting down for this? Let's get this started. You all know Vikas, right? Let's just jump right into it. One day he walked into a cafe with a vision for a new company. He met up with Nimish, the only one holding a doctorate, who shared the exact same vision. The aim? Make it different. And, oh well, it kind of worked. First they got the bank, and then they got their first sweet ride to success. And from then, they got their groove on. Next up, building a customer acquisition engine, a lot of venture incubation, got a council award from Forrester, yada yada yada. You got the drift, right? Basically, they did all right. Scratch that, no. They did more than all right. They did it big. Speaking of big, it was time for them to scale. Enter Babla, our man with the plan. Scaling up, he knew it all. Together, with an A team beside them, Regalix began expanding. From then to now. Yep, 16 years has been a long time. But hey, this is just the beginning.
Interference again. I think it's my cue to let you folks enjoy your special program. Hosted by our highly talented, but not as much as I am, George, Nathasha, and Sushumna. And please feel free to share your live reactions with me in the coffee lounge. I guarantee the reception is much better there.
X. Founders Day!
Wow, Abhay, did you happen to pick up any Morse codes and all that static? I'm pretty sure I heard some.
Yes, George, I did hear something. Actually, my ear's crying for help.
All right, anyways, now that we're back in the 21st century, let's kick this event off with a very warm welcome to everyone. Friends and family, welcome. It's Founders Day 2020. I'm your host, George, and with me is Abhay. Joining us from Bangalore are Nathasha and Sushumna. How you guys doing?
Hi. Good.
Good to hear that. Well, let's take a cue from our radio announcer and look forward with excitement, full of opportunities, and yes, with a little less pollution as well. Last year, it was all about nostalgia and reflecting on our 15-year-old long journey together. But this year, it's all about time. The past is past. But we at Regalix will learn from it and implement it for a better, brighter future tomorrow. What say you guys?
Absolutely. Well, John, we all got emotional and teary-eyed with this, isn't it, Sushumna?
I have nothing to say.
Well, but this event is all about emotion, information, and bonhomie. You know, Sushumna, those were the different days when you were still at office, having great time with friends, coffee breaks, and my favorite, Friday fun. We might have lost the office space temporarily, but not the zeal. On that note, let me introduce you to our panelists who are joining with us across the globe.
Wonderful. And when you say across the globe, it's literally across the globe right now. And let's start with people at the Bangalore office. We have people logged in from the other room. Hello, everybody. Special call out to the team who's actually hidden behind the screens, Karthikeyan and team, with extensive amount of client deliverables. An absolute shout out to the team for having put together today's event. Thank you, everybody. Moving from here to the Hyderabad office. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Great. Moving ahead to Pune, where we have Babla, Girish, and Tanya.
Hey everyone,
Hi.
good to catch up again.
Great. So moving across, traveling to the other side of the continent, we move to the US. We have Vikas and Ravish joining us from there.
Everyone.
Because that is some magic you're doing.
Hey, hello everyone.
Clearing the air from all the smoke.
Great. So moving to India back again, and at Bangalore we have Nimish
Hey guys.
and Dhruvam
Hello everyone. Good evening. Good morning.
along with Shanta. Hi, Shanta.
Hi, everyone.
And another jump across to the other side of the continent, we get to Australia where we have Dheeraj. Hi, Dheeraj.
Hi.
And finally, we move to Poland. Miroslav, fondly called as Mirek. Hello, Mirek.
I am on mute yet. Warm greetings from Poland. Although, even the weather improved right now. It's afternoon in Poland, by the way.
Amazing. That's amazing. Thank you. And finally, we get to travel back to Delhi to meet our writer, director, and editor, Gaurav. I think, with the extent of commitment and unflinching support, can't say enough about sleepless nights the last few nights. I think I can personally vouch for it. And I think it's a splendid show that we all have together. So it's a wait and watch. Hi, Gaurav.
Hey, Sushumna. Namaste, everyone.
Great. So finally, it's wonderful to have been able to come together for BRICS today, especially being a virtual event. This year has seen unprecedented events, but what's stayed common, Nathasha, is the kind of support that we've got from our families. We can't thank our families enough. Let it be our parents, children, aunts, uncles, nieces and nephews, anybody who's been there. I think they've been pillars of strength and kind of got unparalleled support, right? So, Nathasha, on that note, tell me, how are your parents doing?
They're doing well, Sushumna, and with work being really hectic, I've not been able to spend some quality time with them. However, they have been very supportive to me in no matter whatever I do since my childhood. Right. They're my biggest blessing. Speaking about childhood, that rings a bell. We have something interesting coming up for you, all right? And as the theme of the day is time, I wish I had a time machine, Sushumna. I would travel back in time and relive all the moments again. So here we are celebrating the youngest innovators at Regalix. Wonderful.
These are some very cute Regalix kids, I must say. The future looks awesome, doesn't it, Abhay?
Definitely, George. This reminds me of my childhood days. I wish we could be kids again, man.
I totally agree. I could never in a million years pull off a cartwheel like that little kid did there. And oh my God, that floss was just on point. Well, this is just the beginning. There's a lot more where that came from. Let us get on the Airbus and zoom over to California to meet Vikas. While we already saw the founder story last year, Vikas has more in store for us.
Let me thank everyone for all the support, all the help. Thank more importantly the families. We can't thank enough. We did a fairly Herculean effort of working from home in the shortest amount of time and with a lot of uncertainty. I think all the work may be stabilizing a little bit and the routine of working from home may be stabilizing a little bit. But our thanks can never be too much for everybody for going through this journey together. I hope in future we get to meet again soon and slowly and steadily we come back to things more as normal. But like any other event that creates so much disruption, also creates a lot of opportunity, lots of time to reflect back and think. And it brought me back, especially with the Founders Day coming up, to the coffee shop moments that Nathasha and I had together when we were starting out. And I did have some hair back then, by the way, and Nathasha had some black hair back then also. But they were fun moments. There was a lot of interesting ideas. Nimish and I have been partners in crime till I sort out my microphone issues. Nimish, do you want to continue to roll with the story?
Guys, I can do that. I know it was completely unscripted, but so be it. let me also start off by thanking everyone at Regalix and for all the teams being together, for keeping us afloat, for their dedicated for their hard work and their dedication. So whether it is the employee success team or it is the IT team or it is the finance team or the admin team, everyone has done stellar job in keeping us afloat and keeping our morals high. It's not only the support teams, but also the managers, the team leads, and the individuals who have been, through thick and thin, through this whole journey. And a big thank you to everyone, a big round of applause for everyone. But not only we stop here, and like we said in the beginning of the program, the families as well. So nothing like this would have been possible without the support of our families. All of us working away from our colleagues, our friends, it was only our families that kept us together and afloat. So so big thank you to all of us, to all the teams, and to the families as well. So with that, I'll come back to what Vikas was saying, and we were talking about a journey, and I would say the best part of this whole journey has been, the 15-year journey has been the moments where I get to sit with the team, connect with the team, and work with the team. So I remember the days when Ravi, Ritu, Manan, Tabesh, Rajit, Shanta, 80 AKM, Manoj. I mean, there's so many of them, and all of us are here. So we would be sitting in a room and we would be talking, and we would be thinking of what is the creative that looks good, what ad strategy looks good, what bidding strategy looks good, and we would kind of maybe get into analysis paralysis, but we would keep talking about it till in the middle of the night and keep thinking of, okay, how should we proceed, and what candidate to hire, what interviews to do. So there was so much happening, and all these people in the same room, and I'm there with them. So that's something that I really cherish, and that is something I still love. So being on the floor, talking to people, being part of whatever presentations you have, whatever client pitches that you're making, it's the best part of being at Regalix. So with that, Vikas, I'll give it back to you, and then you can take it from here.
Okay, is my voice any better this time around?
Yeah, it's good.
Awesome. Nothing like a technical glitch on a virtual meetup to get things rolling. I was saying that there are many inflection points in the evolution of a company, and 16 years journey has given us many of those moments along the way. I'm not going to go into every of the pivotal moments, but one of the key ones was when we were starting out our journey. We had built a digital agency. Nimish was talking about bid strategy, ad strategy, all the good creative work that he used to cherish so much. And then we were starting the next phase of our innings when 7-8 years ago, when we started out with Google. And that got us into a mode of delivering outcomes. And ever since, we have never looked back and really transformed the business into a revenue acceleration business. And that's the business where you partner. There are a couple of bets that we had taken. A lot of them were very conscious and deliberate bets. One was the focus on top line growth for our customers. Second was to focus on companies that they themselves were growing fast, and would end up becoming the brands that would define the economy of the next era. And Google, of course, was a marquee name. Since then, Amazon, Facebook, DoorDash, a whole bunch of companies that fall into that category, or companies that are fast growing in the traditional technology, high-tech vertical with Dell, VMware, and so many more that are a part of the mix. We essentially are either delivering value propositions that accelerate their top line growth or enable their sales team through a platform that enables growth. So all of it is around revenue acceleration for these brands. And these are massive, iconic brands. And there was a conversation that Nimish and I had when we were starting out in this journey, that this is going to redefine and will continue to redefine us as we go forward. We are at a very critical, pivotal moment in our journey again, where the model of delivering outcomes has really been proven to iconic brands. And Google, for example, has made us into a preferred partner along with brands like Accenture and Cognizance of the world that are a little larger than we are at this point of time as a business. But in our next phase, we are going to see a very significant growth into the business. It's taken us a little while to get to this point. The second innings is probably a 6-7 year old inning for us now. And we are again at that point where we are going to see an inflection and the scale and growth that will take us to a very different business. Same time around in 3 or 4 or 5 years, when we are talking, we will reflect back to this moment and say, yes, that indeed was a turning point. But where I stand today, I see a very, very significant revenue acceleration and acceleration overall in all aspects of the business coming in. Some of it has already started and quite significantly exploding in next year and beyond. With that, I'll hand it back to Nimish.
So, Vikas, I have one question for you. And
only one?
Yes, only one in light of the time that we have. And it's the most exciting question, I would say. And the question is, what is that one thing that drives you?
To see everybody around me uh, uh, come here and be part of that journey and the story, that is by far the biggest thing that drives me and continues to drive me every day.
Sure, sure. And I think I can relate to that. And I think a lot of people can definitely relate to, that sentiment. Uh, with that, Ravish, I have some questions for you. And, I know that you guys are doing some very interesting stuff with Nitro. But my question is not so much about Nitro, but the AI that you are using on Nitro. So tell us, so we know about Nitro, but we also we want to know about, what is this, cool new thing that you're doing with Nitro. So tell us more about it.
Sure, Nimish. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining in today. Just before I go a little bit into Nitro, Nimish, I would just echo what Vikas and you just said. It's been an amazing 15-year journey. Totally enjoyed working with the team. That's exactly what's always gotten me excited about Regalix. It's turned out to be a very different company right from the get-go. But just on the topic of AI, I think, as Vikas said, we are at another inflection point as we go into 2021. And AI is going to be a huge part of Regalix's story going forward. For those people who have been keeping up with the space, early this year, one of the for-profit organizations called OpenAI released GPT-3, which is a new kind of AI machine learning model that was trained with 175 billion parameters, right? The previous iteration was trained on 1.5 billion parameters. So just to give you an idea of scale, that within 2 years, they had moved the needle significantly on a newer model that was so better and almost reaching human grade performance. So AI is going to get more and more stronger as we progress. And we at Regalix acknowledge that fact. And with Nitro, what we've done is we've launched a AI-based pitch auto creator earlier this year, which really helps managers reduce their time to review agent pitches, sales rep pitches. This is based on some cutting edge techniques like deep learning that is out there. So we're really happy and proud to see the momentum we're receiving in the market on this front. Going forward, we have dreams of adding a semantic search powered by an AI search engine, and with our own chatbot that's going to come out in the near future. So the whole focus is, how do we bring smarter tools that will do things more efficiently so that everybody else on the team can level up and become smarter, more efficient, and more productive. So that's our focus. And we're really excited about all the stuff that is coming together on the Nitro front, right from the product or from the AI side. We are all working to make sure that AI and big data is a core part of the platform and make Nitro into an industry-leading enablement platform.
That sounds really exciting, Ravish. I have one more follow-up fun question for you, fun question for you. Can AI become so complex that we stop understanding what's in it?
Actually, that is very possible, Nimish, and that is perhaps where we are today, where after a certain point in time, the AI models are like a black box. They are very opaque. Sometimes it's hard to debug and understand what's really happening or why the AI did what it did. So that is always the challenge. And I think we are still trying to learn and understand how to read more into it. But this is part of the ongoing challenge.
Ramesh, you are scaring all of us. But, on the, on the good side, I would say that Regalix as a whole is at a juncture where we are still at a human scale. We can understand each other, we can connect with each other. And, so this is, I think, a great opportunity for all of us to be be together before we become so large that we become, so far apart from each other that we don't know, who sits on the next, in the next cabin. So I think, we are still a nice, cozy team, and we would still love to, connect with each other. So it's good to know that, we are still at that stage, and maybe AI
Ravish, how do we know that it is you and not your bot sitting there? Can you pull a book from the shelf behind you?
I cannot, Vikas, I cannot.
So,
Vikas, can you jump into the sea, please? Okay, but before that.
That I can do.
Dheeraj, now I come to you. So I understand that, you have some exciting plans for exponential growth. So tell us a little more about it.
Yeah. So let me just start off by really talking about this really fun, innovation-filled video from the young innovators. The future is awesome. And that's the message that I've really got, and I wanted to give it back. A company where the kids are talking about innovation, that is at the core and the heart of the company. Being here for about a year and a half, team, let me tell you, this company moves on the aspect of innovation, and this is in our cultural tenet every single day, and I think very, very strongly about the fact that we encourage experiments. We are okay if we fail with some experiments. We will rapid pace some of the success that we have seen in our experiments. Google is a perfect example. We started with that, and now it's at a scale which has now taken us where we are right now. What really makes me really feel bullish, three things, and Vikas articulated it really well. We work with the iconic brands, be it Google, it's a phenomenal story, Facebook, Amazon, DoorDash, Dell, and many others. These are really interesting brands. That is something which we feel really, really proud of. And I feel very bullish about the kind of growth that the growth story that we are writing for them. And we are growing as a part of the same ecosystem. The second aspect, which I really feel very bullish about, is the fact that, as Ravish mentioned, we are leveraging technology which is next generation, and we are layering the human aspect of that as well to drive revenue acceleration for our clients and for our customers. Last but not the least, what really makes me feel bullish about the growth is about the fact that we've already done the playbook on Google. We got to create another 50 of those stories, and we're going to be where, we are going to feel really proud of what we have done. And that is really about relationship-based engagement with our customers. I feel this is something which is spectacular in Regalix. I worked with large companies before, worked with small companies in my previous life, but I find this to be one of the biggest values that we inculcate in our own people. Our family approach in terms of how we all come together, we translate our employee success, and very few organizations that I've seen, human resources as an example, we call employee success leading to customer success. So I think really about the fact that how we are growing ourselves with the iconic brands, leveraging technology, innovation, and culture being at the core of things here, Nimish.
Thank you, Dheeraj. Good to get your thoughts on growth. And I'd just like to add here that the magical thing about exponential growth is that we don't understand it. For example, Apple took decades to reach $1 trillion market cap, but it took less than two decades to reach the next trillion. So this is something that I believe will happen at Regalix, the exponential growth, and the team that is here today is the team that will grow with Regalix. So I invite all of us to be together and be part of this growth. With that, I'll hand it over to you, George.
Thank you, Nimish. Thank you, Ravish, Dheeraj, Vikas, and Nimish for sharing your thoughts. it really gives us a perspective of how we are working together for the growth of the company. Also, it outlines where we see ourselves in the next few years. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. You know, Abhay, while the world is experiencing difficult times, we continue to be resilient and focused as an organization.
Absolutely. I mean, so many big logos added to our wonderful clientele. I think we should give a big shout out to everyone who made it possible out there.
Yay!
Yay.
Great. So more clients and more business, and we get to have more work. So I have something very interesting to ask all of you, whoever is attending today's session and being with us today. I'm curious to see how many of you get it right. It's time for a poll. I'm going to launch the poll, and you have about 15 seconds to get your right answer. If you're unable to see the poll, I'm going to read it out for you, and you can respond to it in the chat window. And here it goes. What's special today, apart from Founders Day celebration? Regalix got its name. It's Vikas's birthday. The first member of the UMM team was hired today, and Neil Armstrong landed on Moon in 1969. I see there are quite a few responses in the last few seconds for you to get your answers right. Okay, let me...
Option B, option B.
I'm ending the poll, and let me kind of put it up on the screen. And here you go. It's Vikas's birthday today as well. So a very happy birthday to you, Vikas.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, so moving ahead from there, the next segment, it's time for us to embark on a journey that takes us through to the cosmos. Wow. Let's look at it.
सूरज लाखों तारे हैं जो तेरे ही है सारे किस बात होती है फिर टकरारे खींची है लकीरें इस जहां पे पन्ना खींचो देखो बीच में दो दिलों की ये दीवारें दुनिया में कहीं भी दर्द से कोई भी दुनिया में कहीं भी दर्द से कोई भी तड़पे तो हमको यहाँ पे एहसास उसके जख्मों का होके अपना भी दिल भर भर आए क्यों दिलों में रहे फासले क्यों बढ़ती रहे प्यारी है जिंदगी है प्यारा जहां रिश्ते बड़ी मुश्किलों से बनते हैं यहाँ पे टूटने के लिए बस एक ही लम्हा इश्क दवा है हर एक दर्द की जंजीरे इश्क है हर एक रिश्ते की इश्क सारी हदों को तोड़ डाले इश्क तो दुनिया को पल में मिटा भी इश्क है जो सारे जहां को अमर मिले रौनक इश्क से है सारे आलम की तारे हैं जब तेरे ही सारे किस बातें होती है फिर तक कहीं भी दर्द से कोई भी दुनिया में कहीं भी दर्द से कोई भी तड़पे तो हमको यहाँ पे एहसास उसके जख्मों का हो के अपना भी दिल भर भर आए रोए
Wow, that was a brilliant performance. Such a soulful experience. You know, Sushumna, music is a universal language which connects people together. We have all kind of sound everywhere. Sound of traffic, a technical glitch, ignore, but there is sound within us as well. That is why our hearts have beats. What say, George?
I totally agree with you, Nathasha. You know, I couldn't say enough about the song that brings about unity, collaboration, and togetherness.
Absolutely. And by the way, for all the people at home who are wondering, the credits of the wonderful rendition goes as follows. On the vocals, we had Simran Vora, Supriyo Chakrabarti, Peter Madhu, Chirag Shetty, and Anisha Saxena. On the mandolin, we had Vijay Raghav Jagdishan. Keyboard was Simran Vora again. Cahoon was Chirag Shetty. On the guitar, Peter Madhu. And on the bass, we had Ethan Hans.
Great job, folks. It was really well done. Let's give them a round of applause, please. All right, now that we've taken a look at unity, collaboration, and togetherness, let us talk to Babla to gain more insight on our growth path and how we are doing as a business.
Thank you, George. I think we heard pretty interesting stuff when Nimesh and Vikas and Dheeraj and Ravish was talking about. We're doing well on the growth front. So we used to talk about a Google and a VMware and a Wipro. We're already talking about 50 such customers very soon. And we are making sure that we have the right infrastructure to be ready to deliver that. So those things are happening. Now, instead of going through customers and names and things that has already happened, what it means is when you are going to grow at such a fascinating pace, we need to create our whole infrastructure to manage our customers very well. And since the last 6 to 10 months, I would say the whole team is putting the whole perspective in play over here. So what we're doing is, from a pure operational perspective, putting 4 pillars in place to make sure that we continue to be sophisticated, specifically in the growth industries that we work with. Of course, there is the business and customer focus, which is paramount of importance to us. Stay ahead of the curve, make sure things happen. Employees, all of you guys here, we just want to make sure that we have a very aspirational and a very happy family, the way we exist and coexist together. We talked about innovation. I mean, in the cutting edge industry that we work with, things expire at the same speed as days progress. So how do we bring that perspective to make sure that we are outthinking the industry from the work that we do? And of course, continuing to have the agility and the efficiency in work we do, which we have been doing so well for so long. So instead of me talking, I would rather let you guys discuss the stuff on those aspects, and let the team share a few snippets of experiences that they have had. Over to you, Viral. Do you have something to share?
Yes, Babla. Thank you so much. Joining us today, we have Rashi, Rebecca, Krishna, and Nisar. Hello, Regalix family.
Regalix family.
Great. All right. So like we've had Vikas and Nimesh talk of some of the logos that we've added. I have a quick poll for all of us. Sushumna, if you could help me with the poll, please. So while Sushumna is getting the poll up for us, the question is, how many new logos or how many new clients have we signed up in the year 2020? All right. You will have the poll in front of you on your screen. The answers could be 2+, 10+, 50+. You could choose to tell what is right. In case you don't get the poll, please feel free to put it on the chat. Oh my God, there's so many people who are putting it up on chat. I'm reading the chats right now. 10, 20, 30, 15, 15. Oh my, all right. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Sushumna, should we end the poll?
Just did it and I've published it on screen. We have 23% 2 plus, 71% 10 plus.
Wow, not bad, actually. All right, so that tells me that a lot of us are following where the organization is headed. Yes, and the correct answer is 10 plus. We've added 10 plus new clients in this year of 2020. Right? That's great. So just naming some of them which have already been named, that's Facebook, DoorDash, Servion, Informatica, and a lot more. I'm sure the rest of 2020 will also add a few more names, and 2021 will continue to add a lot more names. Great. All right. So very quickly, Rebecca, what's your take on how we've maintained our razor sharp focus on our customers' objectives over the last 2 quarters?
Honestly, it's been a roller coaster ride, not just for us, but for our clients and our customers. However, we have been really nimble towards each problem and situation and have incubated ideas to solve complex and daily operational challenges. Talking about that, I have an interesting incident that I would like to share with you. Due to this endless ad disapproval, a yoga fitness health supplement manufacturer was finding it difficult to actually scale up their business in spite of having the investment. In this time, we realized that during this chaotic situation, due to the pandemic, we have to be empathetic and we need to give suggestions that would actually help them. And that way, we are able to lineage his expenses effectively. Now, I'm happy to say, with our strategies, we were actually able to help them fold their business at least 5 times more. I think that really helped.
Wow, wow, that's interesting. Krishna, do you have anything for us from your end?
Guess what, Becky? Even I had the similar instances where the merchant who I had signed up, he had suddenly stopped using Amazon QR code. So then I realized that there was just small problem with the QR code. Then I've just called him up and just gave him a brief explanation about how to use the virtual QR code, which helped actually him to come back to the business and run the QR code back.
Okay.
Wow, all this is so exciting. I so wish I could go back to office and listen to that buzzing floor. For anybody who's usually on the floor, you would listen to a lot of buzz, right? Wouldn't you? I'm so missing that. I just want to go back to office. How many of us want to go back to office right here?
Me.
All of us? All of us want to go back to office? Well, we'll have to wait for some more time till the vaccine is out. All right. Talking of which, Rashi out here has joined us. I think it's been 6 months, Rashi, that you've been with us.
Right.
And I think she's joined at a time where our drawing rooms were being converted into the production floor, which is the noisy production floor, and our dining tables was converted into meeting rooms. Tell me, Rashi, how did you manage all this working from home?
Well, yes, indeed, it was maddening. Well, when I got onboarded into Regalix, I had full clarity as to what I had to do. But how was, somewhat hazy. And, the moment I joined, I found that the people around me, the teams, were so, their business intellect was so high. They had this good clarity towards achieving a single goal that, that give enough direction to my work, even without meeting people in person. As all of us know, the project that I managed was initiated and set up, everything done completely remotely.
Wow.
So, from the project design, processes, hiring teams, even the trainings, everything without meeting anybody in person. Like you rightly mentioned, it's been 6 months with Regalix, but my first day at office today.
Really? Wow.
So yeah. So I think I strongly believe that with such great teams on board, I think we are meant to be successful. We'll continue to grow the business in times like these and otherwise, for sure.
Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Rashi. All right. A quick trivia for all of you. For people who didn't know, Nisarg out here got his driving license in the year 2020. That's this year, right? That's just this year. Great. All right. So Nisar, what do you think would Gen Z be looking for from their first organization?
They want everything.
Really?
They want everything. You know, young graduates out of the block are looking on for positions on how, you know, they can make an impact at both of the organization as well as on the world. Freshers are looking for, you know, a concrete, I would say a solid base on which they can make a very concrete solution, which is their career.
All right.
And you know,
you find
to have some fun involved as well.
And do you find any of these out here at Regalix?
Definitely, you know, the Gen Z are looking for a great culture and, you know, how they can have a global picture and how they can help out.
Wow, that's interesting. So not just like the perfect place, but a launch pad for one's career just out of college. So thank you, Nisar, for sharing your thoughts. All right, so very quickly, just summarizing what we've just said, and also taking cues from Uncle Ben, from Spider-Man, if all of us remember Uncle Ben. With great power comes great responsibility. Just like to quote, right? We've been talking about so many new projects, we've been talking about so many new logos that we've added, but I don't think all of this is going to be successful without, you know, we having a lot more support, without we having a lot more leadership. And guess what? All of that's going to come from people sitting in the audience out there, right? We need a lot of people who can take on the leadership roles in the near future, right? So this is the place for you to grow, for you to, you know, kickstart on your career. So all the best for all those who are aspiring to, you know, make a career at Regalix. And I'd now like to pass it back on to VK in Bangalore.
Thank you, Varun. It's so weirdly satisfying to see more than just one person in the meeting room. So thank you. It's nice to see you all. I'd first of all like to welcome you all to the sets of Between Two Ferns. You may have seen this before. Locally, we call it 404. This is our war room, meeting room. I mean, it's the most famous room in the Bangalore office. And also joining me, I have three champions in their own right. I have Cassandra, I have Pema, and I have Karthikeyan. So welcome, team. Okay, so this year has thrown a lot of unfathomable challenges at us. I mean, we've had to adapt, we've had to innovate. I mean, we've been forced to do a lot of these things. Now, the pundits would say, I mean, this is something we should have expected. I mean, we should have innovated for this. We should have adapted to the change. This is the new normal, so on and so forth. But that's what experts really do, right? I mean, they tell us what should be done after the calamity has occurred. So I'd rather stay away from that and instead focus on the guys who've actually done that in their own little ways, making as little noise as possible and still making sure that we exceed expectations every single time. So I have a few questions for them. It'll give you a glimpse of how they've done it in their own little spaces. And of course, we have thousands of other examples within the company itself. So I'll start with you, Cassandra. So my question, which I've written down for you, is, first of all, thank you for joining us. I know you have a shift right after, so taking the trouble of joining us at the office. So what's been your biggest professional challenge in adapting to a remote working lifestyle, and how have you coped with that?
So I think for me, it would have been the distractions at home. So some of us have our kids, I know, but I have a pet, and this cat needs a lot of attention. So as soon as it sees me at home, it thinks it's right to walk all over me. So for me, it was that, getting used to being at home at my comfort zone and working at the same time. That was something that we needed to work on. But with the team sending us our daily reports and timely schedules, that sort of helped. So that's how we, in the end, gave our results and pushed through the whole thing.
Thank you, Cassandra. I mean, we just got a pet, so I understand the challenge. So I'll take notes from it. Okay. Pema, over to you now. You've been with us for about 3 years now. Okay. Yeah. And you're also a very popular name in the Google family. I mean, I've been hearing your name for quite some time now. So could you give us a glimpse of how the team manages to be productive and efficient without all of these giant monitors that you usually see on the Google Flow, the dashboards, flow managers, WFM, and all of the support systems that you've got in place? I mean, I've been on the Google Flow, so I've seen that happen. And now, how do you function without all of that and still continue to be as productive?
So VK, first of all, the main focus of Google tag team and shopping team is customer service, or like the delivery of service, which we are known to provide, right? So they appreciate that. So what we have done is we have done a few more things, like we have different groups for different teams. So let's say the BFM has a different group, on Hangouts. So, and we have a technical team and SME on one of the groups and the managers. So what we do is basically in terms of delivery, right? So we know when the cases are going to come up, like who has an in queue, so we don't miss it. And we have a research documents. We have SMA team whenever we need them. So if you need any help in terms of technicalities, so they are there. They can just approach. And the other thing is, let's say, because we're working from home right now, right? So if anyone faces any issues or if they are in the middle of a meeting, we always have a backup. So we focus on deliveries at this particular moment. And in terms of reporting, what we have done is we have links from Salesforce directly to our email IDs. So we get the reports every hour basis. So we don't have much issues on that end. So we focus on delivery, and yeah, it's business as usual right now.
Seems like a highly coordinated effort.
Yeah, it is good.
And lastly, a very popular face at Regalix Bangalore, Karthikeyan. First of all, congrats on your wedding. I think 2020 has been good for you in spite of all that's happening in the world. I guess the lockdown's also doing you some good. In any case, so we worked personally on the agency side of the business, and I understand the challenges there. I also know that it's a business where you have to have a lot of face-to-face interactions. I mean, there are constant meetings and proposals and what do you call it, the projections and many other things that come about that business. So how have you managed to do that this year? Because I see there's a spike in the kind of video production activity that we do. So how is it that you've continued to excel and push the barrier there and do better than last year in spite of all the things that the others thrown?
Thanks, VK. So this year I got married positive, much riskier than corona positive. So I'm trying to live with it in the new normal. So just like how Regalix adopted to this new normal in terms of business continuity, we also understood that our clients are also facing the same to effectively run their businesses in terms of the marketing initiatives. So as a reactive approach, we were periodically in touch with them. We spoke to them saying that we are there to help you. We are there to solve your problem. We are working. That's an important message which we gave them. And in fact, that message helped us to solve a very important opportunity where we went and shot a series of videos for them, which are more of product and solution videos. Of course, a lot of precautions were taken. It's a risky thing to do. There's another warrior in my team, Naji, who also helped me to execute this entire thing. With this overall initiative, we have got this impression that we are the right choice to get associated as a consultant for the client. I mean, you are the guys we can engage with you long term because you are helping us in a crisis like this. So it's a win-win approach, and it worked completely well.
The tag team duo of Naji and Karthikeyan,
yes,
their extended support. Yeah, it never fails. Anyway, well, there you have, folks. 3 champion, 3 practical process innovations, and I believe I brought my 3 minutes, or maybe slightly extended there. But wishing everybody in Regalix a very, very successful new year and happy Founders Day. So back to you, Baba. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, team over there. I mean, you guys represent the entire company. I mean, hearing you guys and the way you have been pulling things along. I mean, 50 customers are no big deal, and I'm already thinking what I need to do to go beyond that, right? So I think we are in safe hands there. One piece of guidance from my side: take an opportunity to make sure that you pursue your passion, develop new talent and skills. I'll be most delighted when I meet you individually. I see you a very different person from where you are today. So keep doing that. I don't have too many things to say about the work part. You guys are excelling it in already. So look forward for a very different experience whenever we get to connect in person there. Do you have anything else to add, Tanya, to that?
Well, I guess you are referring to the nice saying behind on the mural, if people can see that.
Wasn't intentional, but yeah.
Well, I'm completely amazed with the abundance of talent we have in Regalix. I guess, this jamming video which you saw has been virtually collaborated. What an enthralling experience. I'm sure everybody will agree to that. I actually believe, each and every one of you has a very unique talent, which can be very inspiring and invigorating for everyone else. So I'm very glad that we have a platform, where you can showcase it. Any guesses? Well, yes, it is our ThinkX platform. And I think this virtual environment helped us to extend it to the entire org. So it has now become global. Let's take a glimpse of it.
Genesis of the word technology comes from the Greek, or rather it's transliterated from the words techne and logos.
The 6 emotional benefits of cooking. So the first thing is it gives you a reward. Yes, firstly, you're going to have that amazing dish on your table.
Playing is very different from working for people who are playing. I'd rather play myself, and I don't need to do it at a professional level. I don't need like 50,000 people in a stadium sitting and watching. I mean, as long as I feel that, that should be good enough.
So here there are some Ragmala paintings from Siroli. And lastly, they could just be single pictures.
We've seen that men in general are more assertive, they are more risk-taking. Women are generally high on extroversion.
सावन का महीना पवन करे सोर, अरे जियरा रे झूमे ऐसी जैसी बनवा नाचे मोर.
Well, isn't it a truly amazing platform? I for sure never try to miss any session. Let me also assure you that there are multiple other initiatives and programs which are, some of them are already kickstarted, some are in progress. Be it wellness programs, learning and development, skill upgrades, leadership programs, emotional intelligence, something which is very much required in these unusual times, process excellence framework. So yeah, I think that there's a lot more, and I'm really excited and looking forward, and good luck to everyone. Girish, would you want to add something to that?
I thank everyone for all the patience you have had while we had taken some tough decisions during the year. And finally, we are.
Let me cut you there. Okay. I think finance is the toughest part of running an organization. We are here to make money. We are here to make our own money. Tough decisions do happen, but I think let me just thank the entire finance team on behalf of everyone to continue to make sure that we take the right decisions, we take the tough decision at times. We went through a fantastic, phenomenal growth last year. Growth requires money. We went through a pretty tough situation when the pandemic hit us. It required us to be frugal. It required us to take those very auspicious states to make sure that we continue to run the ship and do not deny each one of us that part of it. You guys are silent. Nobody hears about you. But then you just make sure that all of us keep the ball running. I'm not sure, Murli, I hope you are there somewhere watching us here. Thanks for providing all the leadership to the finance activity. Nobody, 90% of the company may not even know you, but you're the person who are the sure. Whenever we were going overboard, probably on the cusp of making some wrong decisions, you were there to pull us back and make sure that we were always on track. So on behalf of the entire leadership team, we want to award you the Employee of the Year. Murli. So still with me, let me enjoy to have it in my hand for a few days till it reaches you. Thank you, Murli.
Congratulations, Murli.
All right. That's all that I had to say. Nathasha, you can take it forward from here.
Thank you, Babla, and thank you all for sharing those details of how well we've managed and overcome challenges.
And also congratulations to Murli being the Employee of the Year.
Congratulations, Murli.
Congratulations.
All right, and yes, we've spoken a lot about work, right? And let us talk something about more fun and interesting.
Okay.
Do you know we were able to speak to some of the best minds in the industry? Are you curious to know, Sushumna?
I am curious. Now what more do we have?
Well, clue is we've seen a lot of fun videos with cartwheel, dabs, and something related to that. We also had the privilege of talking to some of the young minds.
Amazing. Let's look at it.
Regalix, the boss. SAB, laptop. Regalix. Google, Regalix. Regalix. I shout. I trouble my mom. I have been tricking her in the pranks. I've copied him, like whatever I said, like he's like yeah and I say yeah. I just talk to my papa, he says quiet, then after video call I then start talking. Sometimes to just peek inside and see who's there. Disturbing her? Oh yeah. I'm on meeting, how can you talk at me? He says us to go. That's like this. Calls me. Tells do your homework. Or does this scary face? Or does this scary face? Superman. Black Panther. He's Iron Man and I'm Spider-Man and Black Panther. Iron Man. Wonder Woman. Supergirl. Only Superman. He works hard for us, that's why. I like the way she works. That he's doing creative things. He loves me very much. He bakes cake. Give him room and spend time with us. What are you working on? Can you give him more time to play with me? I don't know. Maybe invite at your costume party. Promote my dad to a senior vice president in 3 minutes. Okay, bye.
That was so much fun. Kids never stop surprising us.
Absolutely. It's more like going down the memory lane to being our younger selves. But it's so different and probably even contrasting to the children today. It's amazing to see how they act, react, correlate to situations, and probably have an opinion for everything under the sun. So having said that, their level of intelligence, candidness, and naiveness is a breath of fresh air. It's actually quite amazing to see on the other side of how we've quickly adapted to the new normal, balancing our personal and professional lives, and what makes Regalix a workplace that it is today.
Absolutely, Sushumna. What makes us who we are today, I think, is the uniqueness that we bring to the organization. And here we all are today to recognize and appreciate their extraordinary contribution. Are we all excited?
Absolutely, yes. And now it's time to give away our very own Oscars. Let's see what the room has to say.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a good time. On our Founders Day 2020, we also want to take the opportunity to reward the spirit of Regalix, the spirit of innovation, transparency, execution excellence, and collaboration. We've tried to find people who are not just great at delivering SLAs, metrics, their core job responsibilities, but we also want to find people who've solved critical business challenges, not once, but again and again. People who are not just immensely respected within Regalix, but also carry a tremendous amount of credibility with the client's organization too. Right? And to be sure that we have parity in assessment and we consider every nominee's work environment nuances, we formed a committee of 6 people from different functions within Regalix to make this decision. And I'm happy to share that the decision was unanimous. So congratulations to the winners. Well deserved. Thank you.
Hello team. It gives me immense pleasure to announce this award. This individual's passion for design and interpreting the brand language sets him apart. The ability to influence projects, clients and people around him has not only helped Regalix Digital as an organization, but most importantly, his peer group. Whether it's brand interpretation, excellent usage of colors, sleek and innovative design styles, or mentoring or guiding his team, he is doing it splendidly for the past few years. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our in-house Batman, Sanjeev Kumar Swain.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing great and having a wonderful evening today while staying safe. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the nominees for this award, as it was definitely not an easy decision for us to make at the end, but this individual stood out in many areas and just made it easy for us. He's known as the encyclopedia for one of the most complex tasks in Google and is very well known for his superior customer service skills and great problem-solving ability, using which he also created a go-to reference guide, a website which was eventually named after him and currently used internally and by Googlers as well. So congratulations Pema Lepcha for winning this very deserving award, and I wish you only the best for all your future endeavors with us. Congratulations once again and have a great evening, buddy. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are having a great time. The person I'm going to talk about here is Jack of all and Master of all. Contributed across projects, clients, and he's the go-to person for his team members as well as the clients. The client teams are so impressed with him that they have requested us to recognize him in all possible internal forums. He's none other than Prateek Kashyap from Tag Bangalore. Congratulations, Prateek, and keep the Regalix flag flying high. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Congratulations to all the winners once again. Let's quickly go across to VK in Bangalore. VK, could you quickly flash the trophies won by these guys, please?
For sure, Ron. I'm glad that I have the privilege of handing out awards this year as well. So, Pema, we'll start with you. Yes. There you go. And Sanjeev and Prateek, I have your awards, so I'll keep it with me. Pretend like it's mine, and then when I see you guys, I'll hand it over to you.
Great. Thank you so much, VK. Really appreciate that. Now, guys, as we grow and continue to take important steps forward, processes and infrastructure will continue to become more and more important in the way we do our work. And to that effect, I think one important step that we have taken is ISMS recently. We want to really, as a leadership team, want to thank all those who are involved, including operations team, the IT team, the admin team. But this message of thanks isn't complete unless we take the name of Sandeep Pedireddy. Sandeep, here is an award for you especially. So congratulations for all the work that you're doing to make us compliant on those important fronts. Keep leading us in the direction. It is very important. You know it more than anybody else. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. And with that, I mean, of course, I'll hand this over to you once we meet, but I'll now hand over back to Nathasha. Take it forward, please.
Thank you, Dhruvam, and congratulations to all the winners. Now that brings me to a question, Sushumna. How many of us remember our first day at work? Well, also Sushumna, do you remember the first person you spoke with at Regalix?
I guess I vividly remember the first day at work, and the first person I met was Chetna from the recruitment team on the day of joining a couple of years back.
Oh,
so, yeah.
You remember that? I don't remember what I had for dinner last night. Sad. All right, now we're going to take a look at what some of our most tenured folks at Regalix have to share with us.
Right. When we talk about tenured folks, it's usually about experience sharing, right? Something very, very serious that's going on. We have a little twist to it today. Let's take a look at it and enjoy it.
I will complete 5 years.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Shanta, gratuity time.
It's been a decade working with Regalix.
It's about 6 years, I think.
Okay, close to 8 years.
Almost 6 years.
2,000 years later.
For 6 years and 1 month.
I used to have more hair. It's been 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
One eternity later.
Yeah, it's been 7.5 years.
Chumbeshwari experience.
It's been fast and quite entertaining.
It's an incredible, enriching experience.
Somebody get him some water, please.
It's awesome. Self-confidence.
I think it made me wear the green thinking hat of creativity.
Huh? It has always been a learning for me.
Has been very positive, full of learning.
Regalix gives you a lot of opportunity for you to explore and unleash yourself.
On my first day, I reached office at around 9 a.m. Yeah, huge mistake. There was no one in office. I actually thought that, we were on leave or there was a strike or something like that. But by 10:30 a.m., people slowly started coming in. That's when I understood, okay, this is that we're following over here. And from the next day onwards, I just started coming in at 10:30.
Are you sure about that?
The office actually, it was a 2 BHK flat that time.
Name board showing mosaic in it. It's the people. Lots of happy face.
It was the coffee machine.
Tezab and Sholay. What? Yes, like the names of the Bollywood movies. That was the name of those 2 large meeting rooms in the GOVO.
The first thing I noticed was our Manas is not here with us right now. And he left the job. So yeah.
Feel that we should have more R&Rs in Regalix.
I would say office space.
Ah, that's hot.
Can we cancel work from home and actually work from office?
I would personally love to hear more from the top leadership, and I would love to hear about how the other projects are doing.
What did he just say? Check the prompt. If you are somebody who likes challenges, if you are somebody who is passionate about their work, want to explore your creative side, why not Regalix?
Yeah, why Regalix in one sentence? It's definitely faith.
It's one of the best places and one of the coolest places for anybody to work.
It trusts its employees. Quite closely to my house.
Work culture?
It is innovative in exploring new products based on market orientation.
This is one of those few companies where I've seen or where I've heard that failing is okay, you will be given another chance.
Wow. I'm one of the newbies at Regalix, just 2 years old. I'm definitely going to reach out to all these tenured folks to learn some tricks of trading now.
Sure, Nathasha. Hi. You can reach out to me anytime you want. FYI, I'm 3 years old in the system and you're just 2.
Wow, that's good. That's a lot of difference and quite a seniority. Do you have his number? Reach out to him.
All right. Well, guys, as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. And, I really want to take this time to thank you and your families for joining us and creating memories today. I hope you really enjoyed it as much as we did hosting you. I'm George with Abhay, Sushumna and Nathasha signing off. You have been an awesome audience. We hope to see each other back in office soon. Before you go, just let's take a walk down memory lane with what we have in store for you next. Until next time, goodbye and take care.
Gama pane, ma pani sa re re, ga
sa ni sa re ni sa pa ni ma pa ni sa.
चंदा सूरज लाखों तारे हैं जो तेरे ही है सारे, किस बात होती है फिर टकरारे, खींची है लकीरें इस जहां पे पन्ना खींचो देखो, बीच में दो दिलों की ये दीवारें। दुनिया में कहीं भी दर्द से कोई भी, दुनिया में कहीं भी दर्द से कोई भी तड़पे तो हमको यहाँ पे, एहसास उसके जख्मों का होके अपना भी दिल भर भर आए रोए।
Somewhere we have to find a new way to peace. What are you waiting for? Another sign, another call. Somewhere we have to find a new way to peace.
दूरी क्यों दिलों में रहे, फासले क्यों बढ़ती रहे, प्यारी है जिंदगी है प्यारा जहां, जिससे बड़ी मुश्किलों से बनते हैं यहाँ पे, टूटने के लिए बस एक ही लम्हा। इश्क दवा है हर एक दर्द की, जंजीरे इश्क है हर एक रिश्ते की, इश्क सारी हदों को तोड़ डाले, इश्क तो दुनिया को पल में मिटा भी, इश्क है जो सारे जहां को अमन मिले, रौनक इश्क से है सारे आलम की।
चंदा सूरज लाखों तारे हैं जब तेरे ही सारे, किस बातें होती है फिर टकरारे, खींची है लकीरें जहाँ पे पन्ना खींचो देखो, बीच में तो दिलों की दीवारें।
दुनिया में कहीं भी दर्द से कोई भी, दुनिया में कहीं भी दर्द से कोई भी तड़पे तो हमको यहाँ पे, एहसास उसके जख्मों का होके अपना भी दिल भर भर आए रोए।
everybody else can see that he is not kind of
making up a story.
Yeah.
Getting back to bullet points.
Okay, the name of this title of this story is Pappu Can't Dance.
Let me
yeah,
say.
now you go ahead.
So once upon a time, Pappu can't dance. Okay. But Srini definitely can. So does Gaurav. So does Chandru. But Girish will only pay to Srini. But finance does not have money. Crowd-funded dance campaign. Wow. No, not wow. I mean, 2 exclamation marks. So Girish is the choreographer. For dance, there is no budget limit. All you need to do is energy. All you need is energy, which is abundant. But for energy, you need food, for which you still need money. So Girish continued to head finance without allocating budgets, and he lived happily ever after.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Exie, here to thank you for all your fine attendance and contribution to our special program. Please remember to share your favorite segments of the program, whether you had a hearty laugh at the expense of a coworker and what you've cooked for dinner. Feel free to invite me for dinner as well. Some unknown entity is interfering with my transmission again. This is Exie signing off, folks. I'll see you all again for
अभी हाँ क्या करें तुम लोग हाँ अभी मैं निकलने वाला हूँ 1 घंटा में 1 घंटा क्या कैमरा ऑन है शांति Oh my God, not again.
All right, guys. Thank you everyone for being here and watching. Gaurav, Karthik and the team, fantastic job.
Great job, guys. Great job, Gaurav, leading this whole thing.
Thank you. Thanks, Tanya. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
See you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.